What's going on, all you lovely people? Today's video, I have an absolutely busted list for you. And not only is it busted, but even better, it takes my favorite card from Kaldheim and my absolute favorite card from Strixhaven. And it turns out they were actually destined to be together. So today we're talking about Esper Snow Control. Cue the intro. Let's talk about it. What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel today, and thank you so much for clicking on my video today. In today's video, we have a powerhouse deck. It's an Esper list, it's control, and it involves a lot of snow-covered lands to do some really crazy things, but it also involves my two favorite cards, one from Kaldheim, one from Strixhaven, and that's going to be a Tergrid / Professor Onyx combo that's going to help us win the game. We'll jump into why those cards work so perfectly together in a moment, but before we do so and get into the gameplay footage, if you're not already subscribed to the channel, I just take one moment to ask if you could do so. It's a free way to help support the channel, getting us growing out to more of the community and more eyes on the content. I'd really appreciate that, as well as hitting that bell notification. That's for you, so you can get notified whenever we post a video, which is 3 times a week, and you'll be notified when we go live on YouTube as well. All right, so let's talk about it. Like I said, this deck was it played really well for me. It really did, and I'm pretty excited about it. And it all started with the idea of the Tergrid Professor Onyx combo. Tergrid states that whenever an opponent sacrifices a non-token permanent or discards a permanent card, you may put that card on your battlefield. So we're stealing things, right? It's got to be a permanent, but we're stealing those things and we're putting them onto our side of the battlefield. Well, what's nice is, if you read Professor Onyx's -3, each opponent sacrifices a creature with the greatest power among creatures of that player controls. What that means is it triggers the Tergrid effect. So if Tergrid is on the battlefield and then we immediately follow it up with the Professor Onyx the following turn and we -3, we're actually able to steal our opponent's things. So this deck revolves a lot around sacrificing as well as discarding, things like that, to synergize with our Tergrid to win us a bunch of games. So that's how we're going to win the game. Also, Professor Onyx is a great way to win the game because it has a built-in Magecraft where if we're casting spells, we're dealing 2 damage and we're gaining 2 life. So it's a really great card as well. You can also ultimate this card as well. So that was the idea of where we started this deck, and then next thing you know, it turned into a snow deck because of some of the other cards that we play in here, like Graven Lore. We run 4 of. This card right here is it's one of the best draw card instance out there. You not only get 3 cards, which is a lot, we also get to scry as deep as we want to scry with all of these snow lands. So that's why we run the Graven Lore, and it also pairs really well with Blood and Snow, one of my favorite board wipes in the game. It's too good, man. It really is. If you run all snow lands, this card is absolutely busted. It brings back any of your creatures and planeswalkers. So we have 4 Lilianas and we have 3 Tergrids that we're going to be bringing back with the Blood and the Snow, which is excellent. We also got some more new cards over here. We got 4 Vanishing Verses. This is not necessarily going to synergize with Tergrid, but it's still a great removal card for any sort of permanence on the battlefield. So I definitely wanted to have 4 of these in the deck. I think it's a must-have, honestly, if you're going to be running black or white at this point. It's just such a great card. And then we have 3 Humiliates. Humiliate is a new way to have our opponent discard cards. We get to go into their hand and see what they have. What's nice about this is you also get to put a 1/1 counter on target creatures you control. You'll see that in the gameplay footage, we were actually able to pull out our Faceless Haven because we had no creatures on the battlefield. And before swinging in, we also humiliated our opponent and got the 1/1 counter as well. But it also has our opponent discard things, which pairs really well with Tergrid. And then of course our other removal spells are Libation as well as Soul Shatter, 2 cards that allow us our opponent to sacrifice permanents. That way we can take them from their side of the battlefield onto our own. And then we have another new card in Divide by Zero. Divide by Zero is a great alternative to counterspell magic. It's a way to slow down your opponent, kind of like an Aether Gust. This is a great way to slow your opponent down, as well as get some extra value up on your opponent by learning. So then we go to our sideboard here and we've got some learn cards. We chose 2 academic probations. We chose 1 environmental sciences, reduced to memory, 1 teachings, 1 confront the past, 1 introduction to prophecy. These all have their own little benefits as to why we had them in the sideboard. You can obviously play with the sideboard as much as you want, get a little bit creative with it if you want to, and yeah, decide on your own sideboard if you'd like. That's where you can kind of get creative with the deck. It's really nice. Options are always good to have. So anyways, we go to 3 Saw It Coming and 2 Cling to Dust for the pesky rogues that I'm really honestly sick of dealing with at this point, but you gotta account for rogues. So we have 2 Cling to Dust as well. I just wanted to honestly start the road to Mythic today, and so we built this deck as a way to, you know, win some games, and it didn't let up, man. It really pulled through for me, and I enjoyed it a lot. It's very easy to win with. It's very powerful. We do run a full set of snow lands. There are no dual lands in here that are not snow lands, because we do want Blood in the Snow to absolutely cap out at the full 6 mana for snow. That way we can pull back things like Liliana and expensive creatures like Tergrid. So we did need to have as much snow land as possible, but that's going to wrap it up for the game. You know, how the deck works, the deck breakdown. We're going to get into the gameplay footage. Before we do, you'll notice in the first game we did have some minor alterations we made to the deck in order for it to be a little bit better. You're going to notice that we didn't actually have Humiliate in the deck. We actually had another Strixhaven card that allowed our opponent to discard cards, but I didn't realize the synergies on it weren't actually as good as I thought initially. We were running Go Blank, but with this card, it states that the player exiles their graveyard after they've made their selection on discarding. So exiling the graveyard didn't allow us to actually steal those permanents with Tergrid. So the synergies were a little bit lost there, so we had to take that out. We threw in Humiliate, which worked a lot better. So you'll notice there's a slight change in the first game, and we were still kind of playing and learning the deck a little bit, so you're going to see a little bit of misplays as well, but it's not a Swayze video without misplays. So enjoy the gameplay footage, and we'll see you back here for some final thoughts. Peace. All right, so we are on the road to Mythic. So what we are going to do is we're going to be playing some decks that I am just going to put together that are a little more powerful, a little less janky, and try our best here to just try to grind out the Mythic. So today we're going to be playing some Esper control. It's going to be Esper Snow control, that is. We have a solid hand here because we can divide by 0 and go to our sideboard. So we'll go ahead and keep this one. Could be better, but it's all good. Hello. All right, up against maybe mono red. We're gonna find out here in a second, but we have a lot of removal here, so mono red isn't exactly the worst. Okay, is it? That's a little more troublesome. A little more troublesome. Pass the turn. We got a lot of ways to make our opponent sacrifice things, so if we can find a Tergrid here, that would be really nice. Wonder if we're up against giants potentially. We are up against giants. Okay, I figured. Is it giants is very popular. It's pretty wild how popular it actually is. All right, we did find a Tergrid. Interesting. Do we go for the Soul Shatter? That way we don't get hit with the 2 additional damage. Maybe. Let's go ahead and pass the turn. We have a divide by 0 as well if they play something pretty huge here. We'll see what we end up doing here. All right, looks like we are going to be playing. I'm going to play Freaka's Libation. There is some enchantments that they play that are sagas that I might want to deal with, but I think once the first chapter goes off on them, it doesn't really matter. So I think I'm going to use this one and go for a sacrifice creature. I don't want them to have an option on which creature to sacrifice. Soul Shatter at least goes for typically their best creature, so. All right. We found a way to draw a bunch of cards, but we're not quite there yet. Let's go ahead and play the Lantern. Put some pressure on our opponent here. They like to emote. I feel ya. I wish I emoted a little bit more. Giant. Okay. Crystalline Giant does not get hit by the Vanishing Verse, so we would have to get it with the Soul Shatter. Which is also nice that we make our opponent sacrifice creatures, because this will get hexproof eventually, which could be really annoying. See what our opponent does here. We might want to just double trigger our Lantern here. We have a lot of instant speed stuff, so let's go and pass the turn here. That was a big find getting the Sinkhole here, but it's not blue. We need another blue source to cast our Graven Lore. Hopefully off the top would be nice. All right, they get Reach. Do I care? Not really. I'll take the 3. If that's all they have, I'm definitely gonna replay the Lantern. Keep the pressure up. Battlefield, tap target artifact or creature an opponent controls. Interesting. What if its ability says I'm gonna allow this to go through before I activate my lantern? Because I think because my lantern actually has ability where I can pay to untap. Yeah, we're fine. Nice. That worked out really well for us. That worked out just fine. We don't get it back on tap though the next turn, unless of course we pay like we just did again. All right. How do we want to play this turn? I think we just kill both of these, right? Yeah, I think that's fine. Let's go ahead and end our turn. We have divide by 0 still as well. We could potentially throw something back into their hand. There's not much I really want to be doing that to though. Okay, our opponent goes for it. Exile the 4/4. Wouldn't mind making them recast that actually. Might want to just go for divide by 0 here, honestly. Let's go to the sideboard. Hopefully we can grab something here. I forgot to add in that sideboard card that allows us to go digging for lands. I'm actually going to make that change right after this game. Because we do need to find that blue source and that would help a lot. But instead we've got these options, which aren't bad. I think I'm going to just go to reduce to memory here. Yeah, sideboard could use a little bit of work. So, all right, another vanishing verse. Man, this is getting a little frustrating. Like, where are my lands at? You know what I'm saying? All right, pass the turn. Any land there would have been nice because I could vanishing verse and I could trigger my lantern, but unfortunately, it's not in the cards for us right now. Trying to find a land, man. Off the top, please. Giant, that's fine. We'll do this again. There's a good chance this gets hexproof, so we're gonna go ahead and divide it by 0 again. And then we go to the sideboard again. I think I'm gonna take the card that allows us to draw cards if our opponent has more cards in hand than us. So we'll do that. Faceless Haven, that does allow us to get down our Professor Onyx. Let's go and see what they do here with our lantern trigger though. What is it gonna be? Is it gonna be 3 damage or are you going to discard a card? Next turn, Faceless Haven can attack, so we can start putting pressure on like that. All right, they do discard a card, interesting. Will they have an answer for this right away? I don't think so. I think obviously they're gonna have a lot of burn spells, which do hurt the loyalty a little bit, but it's fine. There we go. Now our Graven Lore becomes a possibility. Get to draw a bunch of cards. Crystalline Giant. Ooh, it's Squash. Why didn't I think about Squash? That's a good card. It's a very good card. Put the pressure on with the lantern still. Really looking good there with the lantern. It's helping out a lot. And then we'll pass the turn. And then again, I could Graven Lore or I can activate the lantern again. I obviously know that we could attack with the Faceless Haven, but there's probably the best opportunity is to go for the Graven Lore here. So that's what we'll do. Let's do it. Ooh, Vanishing Verse is nice. So is a Tergrid. Don't need lands. Do I need another Graven Lore? I don't think I really need another Graven Lore. Let's go ahead and do it like that. Alright. And this just... 2 damage. Yeah, that's fine. I can live with that. No need to Vanishing Verse. Oh, actually, I can't even Vanishing Verse that. That's multicolored. That's a multicolored card, so it doesn't work. They got flying. That's annoying. That's not bad. 3, 4, 5. That leaves me with how much mana left over? 3. Perfect. Perfect. All right. We'll be taking your crystalline giant. We'll be taking that. Please and thank you. And we'll also be taking anything else maybe you want to sacrifice. We do get to steal your invasion of giants when it, you know, finally fizzles out. Oh, we got trample. Look at that. They do run squash, so it's a good chance that our Tergrid might die here. Hopefully not, though. Hopefully not, because if we could play go blank next turn, oh my goodness, we're gonna be running away with this game pretty easily. I imagine they don't have squash because they would have played it already. Yeah, they definitely don't. All right, let's play this first. What are you gonna do with that? I can't imagine they're gonna take 3, right? Stern dismissal. Okay. What now, though? Are you gonna discard or? That was a pretty good play. They take 3. Interesting. Go blank. You're gonna have to discard a permanent, I'm guessing, right? Because you just played Stern Dismissal, which was not a permanent, so I wouldn't have been able to steal that. But good chance here that you are gonna be discarding a permanent. We'll be stealing it. We get the Crystalline Giant. Oh, they actually don't. Oh wait, I do actually. Oh, that's a mistake. Might have to make a change up there on the go blank. I did not know the exile triggered before. Interesting. Interesting. Yeah, we're gonna have to make a change up there, unfortunately, because it doesn't actually play well with the Tergrid. This has Menace. Oh, they made a mistake and took the 3, not knowing that Tergrid had Menace. All right, we'll take the W there, but we will actually clean up just a few of those cards. I feel like this deck can be a lot better with just a few little tweaks here. All right, game number 2. We went ahead and made a couple of little bit of changes here, just a tiny bit, but yeah, we're looking really good now. I feel like this is a competitor for sure. We're gonna be winning a lot of games. I have a really good feeling about this. Okay, well, this is interesting because we have Gravenlore, which has double devotion to blue, but we have also a lot of black spells. This is a very heavy hand. No place till turn 5. Don't think I can keep it. Much better. Much better. All right. Oh, we got a Humiliate. That's nice. See what our opponent's playing. Could be important to play the Humiliate to stop a key play of our opponents, but would also like to just use it for... would like to just use the Humiliate for our Tergrid. Maybe get some advantage off of it that way. They missed a land drop. Excuse me. They missed a land drop. That's pretty big. Nighthawk Scavenger. That's a good one to exile, right? Because our opponent needs things in the graveyard for that to get bigger. Do I care? I don't really care yet. We'll wait one more turn. Faceless Haven. All right, we might hit the Scavenger. We'll see. Is our opponent on Dimir Rogues? Like, I don't really care about taking one. I'll take it, honestly. No plays, okay. Now we can Gravenlore. Gravenlore could be solid here. Maze Mind Tome. Interesting. They're able now to find the mana that they need, which they so desperately need, honestly. And then if they scry to the top, we know it's land. All right, they didn't find the land yet. Opponent's still only hitting me for 1. I don't know if they're on rogues. That's the thing, man. That's what's really confusing me here. Are they on rogues? All right, that's really good. We'll take 1 land. Divide by 0 could also be good, but I kind of don't think I want it for this. Because if it's rogues, rogues enter the battlefield and trigger a bunch of really nice abilities. So maybe we'll just do it like this. Another Soul Shatter though. Interesting. Okay, well what if we exile this and then we just trigger... Do we foretell this and then just hold it up, or do we trigger the Faceless Haven and do some damage? I think either way, so we're gonna have to play that, right? Let's just do this. Let's foretell this and hold it up. End our turn. We're about to really start taking the lead here. We'll really start to press our opponent here in a moment. It is rogues. Okay. Yeah, I'll counter that. They're so far behind. Honestly, I think countering little things like that is still really, really good. 3 cards in my graveyard, meaning that they can't counter our Onyx with the Drown in the Lock, so this would be the time to play it, right? They can still hit us with other counter spells, but they are tapped out as well, so let's go ahead and play it and see what we can do. Only exiles creatures, not the Maze Mind Tome.
Haven't heard that name before.
Definitely think this is the most advantageous thing for us at the moment. All right. So Vanishing Verse is not going to be amazing here, just because our opponent's got a lot of multicolored stuff. Eat to Extinction? What in the world? Who runs that in a rogues deck? All right, you're confusing me now. Oh, that's so annoying. All right, well, that can't hit artifacts. I guess let's just humiliate him and then we'll get in with the Faceless Haven. Ooh, hold on. Faceless Haven first. Right? And then we play the Humiliate to give the 1/1 counter to the Faceless Haven. That seems pretty good. Tergrid. Destroy target creature enchantment. Opponent controls. That's fine. That's fine. Drown in the Lock's our worst thing here because Drown in the Lock can kill the Faceless Haven. So let's get in there with that. Hit him for 5. And then we'll... Oh, forgot to foretell that. That was a mistake. I meant to do that. Clicked through a little too quickly there. All right, so our opponent's got the Lantern going now. That's fine. We're not too afraid of the Lantern, honestly. That's an artifact, so I can't hit that either. Lose 3 life. We got some life to spare. Our Faceless Haven is doing a lot more damage, so plenty of life to spare here. We don't really need to foretell the Saw It coming now because we have plenty of mana to just hard cast it, and we don't really want to eat up any additional mana for no reason. I could also Vanishing Verse and still have the proper mana. Still have the proper mana up for Saw It coming, so that's what we'll do. We'll Vanishing Verse that. Still got plenty of mana open for the Saw It coming. We're just beating them to death with the Faceless Haven. Feels pretty good. And then they're not casting anything this turn. Unfortunate for them. Unless, of course, it's that. That's fine. We'll let that go. Yeah, we'll let that go. Not the best, but... Guess if I would have really thought about that and read a little bit more into their next play, I probably could have figured that was going to be the play. Nothing in the graveyard that I really want to bring back. So, Soul Shatter, and then we should still have enough mana to hold up Saw It coming. There we go. Yep, we are good to go. They're still not going to get another playoff. They do get to gain 4 life off the Maze Mind Tome. Wah wah. But we are A-okay. We just keep this play going over and over again. And eventually, I mean, even if they start, you know, starting to build a board, we've got blood on the snow, so. And they just passed their turn. That's a win for us. We can finally foretell that. And now we have ways to eliminate creatures at instant speed. We have all the mana we need for all the options here. All right. I cannot believe that. I foretold that, so I can't cast it in the same turn. That is so unfortunate. Wow, I did not expect instant speed removal like that. I should have. I should have known that was coming. But we did not foresee that. So bad, man. That is so bad. I should not have foretold that. We'd be just fine. Opponent would be next to lethal here, pretty close. I have nothing to bring back with Blood in the Snow either. Let's go ahead and sacrifice a creature for me. I bottomed a Gravenlore too, didn't I? I think I bottomed a Gravenlore at some point in this game. Well, we're gonna need to find one. Gonna need to find a Gravenlore or a way to go to the sideboard and learn. Yeah. Can't let them have the Maze Mind Tome. They're just gonna keep getting farther and farther ahead, honestly. Cling to Dust off the top would be really nice too, so I can start eating up my graveyard. Another land. Oh no, this is not really happening, is it? This is not happening, is it? Opponent hits me for 3. I don't really care. That's fine. All right, there we go. That's not a bad card to see. Not a bad card at all. Probably should play Soul Shatter first, and then our opponent's probably gonna counter it. Let's see. We want them to eat the counter up on the Soul Shatter, not the Divide by Zero, because Divide by Zero, it's gonna allow us to go to the sideboard and find a way to draw cards, right? So, all right, so they don't actually. Okay, that's really good for us, actually. All right, we top deck the Cling to Dust so we can keep doing this all day long. They have no counter spells, man. That's crazy. All right, we'll play this then. They're holding no priority over us at the moment.
Under my tutelage, even you can master.
Probably should take another Blood in the Snow just in case things go sideways. And then Divide by Zero, hold that open. Seems good. Professor Onyx ready to go again. Let's go, baby. Time to win this game. Time to win this game. Eat up the graveyard. Down to 11 cards. Onyx hits him for 2. That's so good, man. That's so good that we get to hit him for 2 with that ability. It is so busted. All right, here we go. Tergrid down.
Never thought I'd miss them.
Any permanents in your hand? Any permanents you want to show me? Mauling. We'll go and return that back to your hand, and then I'll go to my sideboard here. Let's draw some cards here. Any permanents? Come on, give me a permanent here. I guess that's a permanent, right? Do I get to put that down as a land? No. No permanents. A little unfortunate. We get to almost ultimate the Liliana. Oh, and another extinction. All right, well. They can't, oh wait, they can actually feed the swarm here. But does that do the power? Mana value, so that's still enough to kill them. That's GG's, they just killed themselves. That's unfortunate. We'll be seeing you. They probably shouldn't have done it that way, but probably should have just left the Liliana alone for one more turn. We'll take the dub though. Yeah, this is a very powerful deck. I can already tell. I've only played 2 games with it, and obviously we tweaked it slightly, but it's so good. It is so good. All right, opponent is Nibiru. All right, we got plenty of land. Humiliate. Okay, we can make this work. I like that we have Faceless Haven here. I'm gonna definitely keep this one. I would like to get this in a cool cosmetic to match the rest of my deck, but unfortunately, we're kind of out of gold and stuff at the moment, so they're probably playing pests. More than likely, they're playing pests. Gonna hold up the humiliate here until I know exactly what they're doing, because they are playing soul tie. You never know, an ultimatum may be in our future, so being able to steal that at the last minute would be really nice. Both just playing lands and saying go. Kind of awkward. Kind of awkward. All right, do we go white or blue here? Because I do want to activate the Faceless Haven, right? So do I want to activate the Faceless Haven though? Do they have instant speed removal? Because that would be really annoying. And if they hit my land, let's just wait a little bit longer. I want to get a little more information. I need a little more information before I just send my Faceless Haven out to get hit by a Heartless Act. What's the play? Alright, you know what? I'm actually going to play the Humiliate. I need to know what's going on because they're really confusing me. Plus, if they have things like Binding the Old Gods, it can hit a lot of my key things. You know, my Lantern is susceptible, so I'm going to actually go in their hand and just let's gather some information here. Alright, so this hits my Planeswalker, but Binding the Old Gods hits everything. Wonder if they're running World Tree. Don't care about Extinction Event. I don't know why they didn't play that. That's weird. That's weird. Alright, go here and then say go. That's a legendary enchantment, but we can kill it with a libation, which is sweet. Okay, so our artifacts does seem like it's going to be okay. So we're going to play the artifact next. Play the Lantern, and then we'll have our opponent start making some tough decisions. Oh no, they get to pull back a card? I didn't even... That's annoying. That's really, really annoying. Okay. What do we do here? I guess either way I can bring back the Professor Onyx with Blood in the Snow on the follow-up turn. So maybe we just play Professor Onyx and get another card here. It's not terrible. We get to decide what card it is, right? So
They wanna fight me?
Graven Lore gets me more cards. Divide by 0 is nice for the later game. I think I want to play Graven Lore. Damn, that was a tough decision, honestly.
I have impeccable study habits.
Alright, so Binding the Old Gods they're going to use instead of the Murderous Rider. Which means it opens up our Lantern again, so that's really nice. That's really nice. They didn't attack me with their creature? That's odd. Got the Verse, but the Verse can't hit anything, so we're gonna go and pass our turn. I still hold priority because I can kill my Lantern if I want to. Seems weird. Alright, they're going for a Forest card. Let's just hope those 3 cards they top decked wasn't another Binding. I need to find a way to protect the Lantern, and then I'll feel a lot better. Like just a counter spell or something would be really nice. Opponent is running white too. Okay, so I'm guessing they're just trying to get to the Prismatic Bridge at some point, right? That's tough. Okay. Okay, we're getting back our Onyx with the Blood on the Snow, but that leaves the 2 creatures still open to keep attacking me. Man, this is annoying. They got a lot of multicolored things, so our Verse is just not that good here. Of course, we draw another Verse. Why not? All right. See what they do with this. See what they do with this real quick. Not that it matters. I don't think it's going to affect our play at all. I think it's got to be Blood in the Snow here. If only I had a good answer for this, man. It's fine. Destroy planeswalkers. Yep.
Welcome to Witherbloom College.
Humiliate's nice. I think I'm gonna go for the humiliate. All right, so we can go into their hand,
Has to be an answer here.
take away something that, you know, is the most threatening to us. So that's always really nice. The problem is they have kind of like multiple answers. What does this do again? So when Dowser enters the battlefield, return target instant or sorcery card from your graveyard to your hand. Okay, so we gotta keep in mind what kind of instants and sorceries they have here. So far, just this one. They don't attack Onyx because they're gonna Murderous Rider it. Okay, or Deadly Brew it. That's not bad. That's not bad. Oh, they get to bring back the binding again. Oh my gosh, what a combo. And there goes my lantern. Oh my goodness, that's so annoying. Alright, so we can humiliate and Gravenlore. Seems pretty good. Definitely gonna take Murderous Rider, right? Murderous Rider's gotta go because we plan on playing the Onyx. And we can always bounce something back, which is great. And then Gravenlore is an option as well. We can also activate the Faceless Haven to block their Acolyte. Faceless Haven would be a 4/3 though. Wouldn't necessarily die, would it? No. They don't have any combat tricks that I see here. Man, oh man. That's frustrating how much they can get back that binding, man. So many tools. So many tools, okay. They're gonna grab Deadly Brew. That makes sense. That makes sense. I'm gonna send that back. It cost them a lot, so I'm gonna send it back. And then could use that. That could be really helpful, actually. That could be really helpful. It'll cost me 7, but would have liked to use Gravenlore there to find me like a Blood in the Snow, because I would have actually really enjoyed getting back a Tergrid and really started going after their permanents. But ooh, a humiliate, huh? Let's play this just because we have it, right? So 2, 4. I don't have enough to actually even play that, huh? 6, 7. Actually, I do have enough. What am I saying? 4, 5, 6. Yeah, I have enough. Wait, do I not have enough? Am I counting this wrong? So, oh, I need 8. That's why. Okay, I need 8. What am I saying? Oh, yeah. What am I saying? All right, let's go ahead and humiliate again. I don't want them being able to go into their get those sorceries out. You know what I'm saying? Blood Chief's Thirst. That's really annoying. All right, we're just gonna Gravenlore here. It's fine. We'll go ahead and try to find a Tergrid. Oh my god, I feel like I know what I did wrong here. Oh my gosh, I'm such a dummy. Exile my graveyard. Oh, okay, that's fine. I'm such a dummy though. I totally was playing this card wrong. No need to comment in the comment section below. I see where I made my mistake now. I punched it in for 7 when I should have punched it in for 6. That was silly. Should have punched it in for 6. This is 6. The X would have been 6. I had a brain fart. I get it. At least I can Vanishing Verse that, right? So that's nice. I can finally get some use out of this card. All right, we got a Tergrid. Saw it coming. And a land. That all seems really good. All right, we'll take it all. We will take all of it, please. So if we play Tergrid, That leaves us with 3 mana open. We get to steal one of their creatures, which is nice. They're gonna Blood Chief's Thirst us though. A little annoying. Maybe we just kill this for now. Foretell saw it coming. That way we can actually answer one of their kill spells on our creatures. So saw this coming. This will be a big setup turn. I know this is kind of weird, but it's a big setup turn for us. We could go for the Lantern actually too, which is great because they don't have an answer for it at the moment. Maybe that's the less greedy play that we need to go for. Obviously Tergrid is really greedy, but it's also kind of nice. Could steal a lot of their stuff, but I am gonna just go ahead and play this for the Lantern side of it. I think that's the smart play. Got to start making some ground, making up some ground and actually dealing some damage. The opponent didn't draw a card off their castle or scry there. I don't know if they could have scried there. I didn't really see if they had 2 mana of blue open, but I'm guessing they probably could have. All right, now they scry on their main phase. That's a problem. That's a problem for them. 2 to the top though. Oof. Oof. All right, nice. Let's see what our opponent does with the Lantern. And then we've got ways for our opponent to sacrifice a lot of things here. They didn't attack again either with their Acolyte. They're misplaying a lot. Our opponent's not very great here. They're not very good, but it's fine. Get this down. Let's just minus. Would have been nice to have the Tergrid down there. I could have been able to steal that. Got the counter spell ready to go. Yeah, this is good. This is good. Our opponent's down to 2 cards in hand. Extinction Event or Prismatic Bridge does nothing to answer our Professor Onyx. We have an answer for the Prismatic Bridge, and then we counter that. We deal some damage. Not much they can do now. They are locked out of this game. They have some scrying abilities. That's fine. They've already scryed 2 to the top, so they're looking to get 1 more card from the top of their library next turn to do some work. I just realized they have 82 cards in their deck. Holy cow. Why? Why do they have 82 cards? I don't know. Alright, definitely Tergrid here.
Come on, there's gotta be something useful. Ugh.
We're gonna hit this twice. Actually, no. Hold up the phone here. Hold the phone here. Good chance that they're gonna just Extinction Event here. That's fine. Mythos of Nethroi. Wow. Good top deck. Good top deck. And Extinction Event? Wow. Well played. Well played. Okay, I was trying to find a way out here. Actually, I do have a way out here. I have a way out of this real quick. Let's do it like this. Watch this little combat trick. All right, we'll sacrifice our Tergrid. That way it's not exiled, and then we'll get it back with the Blood in the Snow. Get it back with the good old Blood in the Snow, baby. That was a nice little play we got there. That felt really sweet. Okay, so opponent thinks we're gonna exile it. Now it's in the graveyard. We get it back with Blood in the Snow. We steal their Prismatic Bridge. I guess we would only be stealing the front side of the card, really, but either way, that's a W for us, baby. And then let's do this. Hopefully they discard. They take the 3. Okay, let's go. Let's go. Got the Tergrid, got the Lantern. Things are looking really bleak for our opponent here. They're on their top deck. Ooh, they're looking at my graveyard. Do they have a way to exile my graveyard now? That'd be a little annoying because I have this and I misplayed it earlier, so would be nice to get that back. Oh, it's a land. Oh, okay. Okay. They draw a card though, deal 2 damage to themselves. They gotta play this as a creature to block, right? Or actually doesn't even matter. They can't because it's got menace. Plus, I'm going to take it anyway. So let's be real here. Game's over. GG's, baby. We even had a little bit of misplay trying to learn, trying to figure out our new lesson cards, man. Lesson, I never actually had a chance to play Confront the Past, so had a little mistake there. Had a brain fart. Don't roast me too bad, but on to the next. Welcome back, everybody, and thank you so much for watching that gameplay footage, and welcome to the end of the video where we love to just kind of hang out, talk, maybe break down the deck a little bit, and give some shout outs. Well, we're going to start it off by shouting out you guys who are hearing the sound of my voice right now. Thank you so much for making it to the end of the video. It means the world to me that you stayed this long and enjoy the content as much as you do. Thank you. You guys are awesome. And I also want to give a quick shout out, as always, to some special people on the channel, the members of the Swayze Club. We're going to start from the top. We have Get Looky. We have Daisy, Jay, Kevin, Zeke, Watts, and Beef Drew. Some of you guys are already on your second month as a member of the channel, so thank you all so much for your support. It means the absolute world to me. If you want to be a member of the Swayze Club, there is the little join button next to the subscribe button. It's $4.99, and it is a club that you can join into that allows you access to some exclusive content like pack openings, as well as some really cool emotes to use in the chat for live streams, as well as access to all of the VODs after the live stream. But yeah, it means the world to me for you guys that have already done so. Thank you so much for your monetary support on the channel. It means so much to me, so thank you. But yeah, let's talk about the deck a little bit. I think the deck is fantastic, honestly. As far as changing things, that's tricky. That is tricky. I don't think I honestly would change too much of this deck. There are some other cards, obviously, that play really well with this. There are some cards that allow us to make our opponent discard, like Elspeth's Nightmare would pair really well with this. You know, I thought about throwing some Rankles into this deck. Rankle works really well because it not only allows our opponent to discard cards, they have to sacrifice creatures, so we can get honestly like 2-for-1s on the Tergrid. There's Skull Raid. There's so many cards that I considered for this list. I did want to play some newer cards like Humiliate. And obviously Liliana pairs really well with Tergrid. Unfortunately, we didn't actually get to see Liliana's -3 go off with the Tergrid, but that combination would be really sweet. But yeah, I like where it's at right now. I'm not going to mess around with it too much, but I would love to hear your thoughts on the deck. And if you enjoyed the deck and if you have any ideas on how to make it any better, please list them below in the comments. I do read all of them, and I would really appreciate it. It helps the algorithm a lot too, so you know, little bonus there. But yeah, that's gonna be it for today's video and the breakdown. I hope you guys enjoyed. I really do. The support on the channel, by the way, has been phenomenal. I actually haven't even got to touch on this. I keep forgetting every time I start my recordings, but thank you all. We just hit recently, last week, we hit 2,000 subscribers. That's unreal. I honestly never thought this day was going to come. It was a long journey to this point. 2 years of YouTubing and doing different types of things before we fell into our niche, which was Magic. And the community has been so great, and you guys have been awesome. We have a really great Discord community if you want to join. The links below. But you guys have been showing absolute love, and it's been amazing, honestly. So thank you all. Just wanted to say that and get that out of the way. And yeah, we'll wrap it up here, and we'll see you guys on the next video. Wednesday we'll have another video for you, but also a live stream, so come and see us, and I hope to see you all there. We'll until next time. I didn't know how to end that. It got weird. I started rambling, but here we are. Until next time. Peace.
Hit him 3 times like a hat trick. Yeah. The name is Swayze, no Patrick. If you play him, then it's tragic. Hit him with the mythic, yeah, that's magic. Yeah, MTG, that's what you'll see if you like and subscribe. Where's the upload, man? Man, all of the time. Coming with the best decks, this is the meta. This ain't cheap, yeah, it's custom to cheddar.